Hello everyone, this is Ashwini. Today we are discussing about residential status under tax. In the sense how to residential status will be determined and what are the conditions are there. So all these things that we are discussing today. So before that, those who are not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please subscribe and like my videos and share maximum here. So here residential status that you know, which is citizenship for a tax purpose. So determining citizenship for a tax purpose, so which is said to be residential status. So based on the days which he stayed in India, that they are determining, in the sense tax department determining the residential status. So I have told there are mainly two conditions are there in the residential status while determining. So here tax liability of an individual is calculated on the basis of residential status, in the sense how many days he has been stayed in India. So based on that they are determining if he is a resident or a not. So there are mainly two conditions. First one, basic condition. So in order to become a resident for a tax purpose, so he should be fulfill any one of the basic conditions. So basic conditions are categorized into two types, which is first one, assessee, in the sense person who is paying tax should have stayed in India for at least 182 days in the previous year, in the sense current year, which is for example current year which is 2024 and the previous year which is 23. So in that previous year he should be stayed in India at least 182 days. And next one, assessee stayed in India for 60 days or more in the previous year and 365 days in the 4 year preceding to the previous year, in the sense 4 year back to the previous year. So which is another condition. So if he fails to fulfill 182 days in India, so then he can fulfill 60 days plus 365 days in the 4 years, so preceding to the previous year. So any one of the condition which is fulfilled by the person, he is said to be resident in India, in the sense he is said to be citizen India for tax purpose. So which is the basic condition that the assessee should fulfill. So then only he can move to the additional condition. So if he fulfill the basic condition, so then the residential status will be moved to additional condition, which is ordinary resident or not ordinarily resident. So this is the basic condition we have to fulfill. So which is determined based on number of days that he stayed in India. So based on that here basic condition, in the sense resident or not, which is determined here. So and the additional condition, so additional also having two conditions, which is additional in the sense if the assessee fulfilled basic condition, thereafter only he is moving towards the additional condition here. So here assessee resident in India at least 2 out of 10 preceding years, in the sense in the 10 previous year he should be stayed in India at least 2 years. In that 10, at least 2 years he should be there in India. So that is the first one. And the next one, the assessee has been in India for 730 days or more in the 7 preceding year, in the sense in the 7 previous year he should be stayed in India at least for 730 days. So first one is in the 10 years previous, in the sense 10 previous year he should be there in India at least 2 years. So in that 10 at least 2 years he should be there in India. And thereafter the assessee has been in India in the 7 previous year at least 730 days. So these both conditions should be fulfilled and one additional condition to be fulfilled in order to determine ordinarily resident here. So if the assessee satisfied any one of the basic condition, he is said to be resident in India. And after fulfilling one basic condition and he fulfilled two additional conditions, so he is said to be resident and ordinarily resident. So another one is there, if the assessee satisfied any one of the basic conditions, has not satisfied two additional conditions, so he is said to be resident but not ordinarily resident. So here based on the residential status, tax has been determined here. So here if he fulfilled basic conditions, so obviously he is said to be resident. So if he is not fulfilled any two additional conditions, he is said to be ordinarily resident in the sense, but not ordinarily resident here. So here, in the additional conditions also there, which is containing two sub conditions, which is 10 out of preceding previous year, he should be fulfilled at least 2 years stayed in India and 730 days in the 7 years. So thereafter, and the last one, if the assessee is not satisfied any one of the basic condition and is not fulfilled any two additional condition, he is said to be non-resident for tax purpose. In the sense, he is not a citizen of India, non-resident. So he is a non-resident and he is not eligible to pay tax in India. So this is the conditions. So basic condition, which is he should be fulfill 182 days. So that is the first one, or 60 days in the previous year, or 365 days in the 4 year preceding to the previous year. So that is the basic condition he should be fulfilled. Otherwise, he is not determined as a resident here. So here example also given. In this example, see the question: Miss X of Bangalore left for Australia for her higher studies on 1/4/2019 and came back India on 2012/2000. So he is visited in India and again visited to Australia. So several times she is visited, but we have to see whether in the previous year she is in India or not, because our basic condition is that no. So here in the previous year she is not there in India, so they are mentioned. However, she did not come to India during the year ended 31st/3/2024. We have to determine the residential status of 2023-24. So in that year she is not there. In the sense, she is not satisfied any one of the basic condition, 182 days and 60 days plus 365 days in the 4 preceding years. So she is not satisfied any basic condition. So then she considered only non-resident in India. So any problem which has given in the examinations, if we have to first see whether the previous year she or he is stayed in India or not, so then only we have to move to the additional condition. So if he is not fulfilled basic condition, then their residential status is nil in India, in the sense they are not resident in India. So simply making time waste, which is not helpful for us. So here, this is about residential status and conditions and examples, and I hope that you all understood. So if you are not cope up with this class, kindly comment what you need and what types of problems you need and what types of explanation you need. So if I want to change my language, please comment. Thank you.